But guys, welcome back everybody to round 7 of BCS France. This is the final round of Swiss. Right after this, we're going to be taking a short break, followed immediately by top 16. So guys, don't go anywhere. We're going to be tuning straight into the game where our opponents are about to be getting started. We've got Nightrose versus Blangdmire here, so really interesting matchup. Really waiting to see how it's going to pan out. Alright guys, there we go, and that's going to be round 7 rather, kicking off. Really going to be exciting to see how this matchup pans out. Really interesting one as well, depending on who goes first here. I believe, that's going to be Blangdmire going first. So the thing with Blangdmire going first here is there is a world where Hurri is able to get a real blowout victory just before, or a blood advantage just before April is actually able to start stabilizing on striding. But that's all going to come down in just a moment. There's 2 bones there. It all depends on how tanky April opens. April swings straight away. Hurri is going to say, that's going to be an OT to pass. And April's going to show us another bone. Again, bone is such a crucial part of Grand Blue's, Stoicheia as well. Nightrose's board in standard right now. Showing us the Tiscar here is really solid. Gonna go 1, gonna go 2, gonna go 3. That's gonna be 2 non-triggers, which means we are gonna be drawing a card here. Followed by the Tiscar, drawing us another card. So Hurri's basically saying, you think you can crest, I can crest just as well. And immediately going to 2. Drawing those cards, or going to 2 extra cards rather. Stabilizing, gonna start swinging straight away. But is April gonna follow suit? April's also gonna say OT to pass, buddy. Except, Hurri just doesn't want it enough. Had he wanted enough, that'd have been an over trigger. But at this point, he wasn't able to push as aggressively on turn 1, or his first attacking turn, and April was able to defend it. So this is what Stoicheia stabilizing is beginning to look like. So just going to swing vanilla just to front, which really not ideal, but losing criticals here is important from April's perspective. Every crit Hurri checks is a crit she's not going to have to contend with later on in the game. One, two, three. Unfortunately, this time that is 2 triggers, just a PG. So no draw, but we are going to get to shuffle. Unfortunately, not as much value as you'd hope to have off of that right line. I suspect that's probably one of the things we're probably going to be seeing when set 8 comes around. I believe for us it's, June time? I believe, end of June? Because at that stage, I believe we might be seeing a new ride line for Blangdmire. Certainly, I hope so. Because the thing with Blangdmire is so much of its early advantage is reliant on it seeing a good percentage of its ride line being hits, really. That's like the really tricky part. But again, when you start whiffing, unfortunately, your ride line isn't doing a staggering amount other than setting up your soul, if even that. Because if your ride line just reveals 3 triggers both times, you're unfortunately going to be on an uphill, going to be facing an uphill struggle from that point on. But going for the grade 2, calling out our, is it Sagacious Schema? Effectively allowing us to on-play Soul Blast 1, search our deck for its companion order, which is, can be seen right here as a Game of Underworld, allowing us to assign a boost to one of our rear guards. But 1, 2, 3 on the Zamuga, that's all 3 going to Soul. What a goated top 3. Except, Hurri's going to shuffle and then resolve a draw. What a valuable counterblast here, actually. Because, he's going to be able to just swap them. Because, he's going to be able to assign boost to that grade 2, and it's going to become a 15k booster. And play another one from hand. Ooh. Very interesting. Are we seeing a Vadrock about to come down? Of course, we're going to be seeing a Vadrock coming down here because of its continuous effect that is going to come up on the attacking turn here. At the moment, the Vanguard attacks, rather. Because on place, you may Soul Charge 1, which, is cool and all. You can call a card from Soul, it goes back to Soul at the end of turn, that's also cool. But during your turn, it gains plus 10k for every 4 face-down cards in your bind zone. And because of this is a continuous effect, when the Vanguard attacks and resolves its own attack skill, binds 4 face down, Vadrock then proceeds to get the 10k, which means your Vanguard is going to be swinging for, 38k here? Which is very, very scary. Gonna say 1 and 2. Yeah, and April's gonna be seeing an Inlog Golf hit the damage zone. Again, nothing to scoff at. Yeah, gonna be swinging for the plus 5k plus 1 crit. That's gonna be 1530k swinging at the Vanguard here. Again, not an insignificant number here. That's at least 2 cards, 2 triggers nonetheless. Because, actually no, I suppose it could be a front and a 5, but we'll see how much of that April's willing to put down. PG this early on, so yeah. For those unaware, April is also on the hostage package for Stokea. So discarding these criticals, or discarding these PGs rather, might come up with the top deck is insane. Going for that Inlog of Soul Blast 1, top 7, 2 normal units with different names, 1 to hand, 1 to drop zone. Oh, we're seeing a Marauding Shade there. Oh, we're seeing like 7 on the Force of Habit. We're going to be seeing the Order Searcher. And there we go. We've got the Night Storm going to the drop zone here. Strong, strong, strong. Much like Hurri's Boost package, April has the Hostage package, which was given to Brant, Stokea, and Keta Sanctuary. Again, when placed on Rearguard, Soul Blast 1 searches attack for the Order, except her Order, rather than giving something boost, allows her to move a rearguard from, or when something is attacked, move another rearguard from a rearguard to the Guardian Circle, and then when it would be retired, it's bound instead. In this case, April's, if she selects the same grade 2, it becomes a 10k shield, which again really helps to bolster the deck's defenses, so you can Perfect Guard, revive the Perfect Guard, and then Perfect Guard again from an intercept, also bypassing guard restrictions. So in this matchup, for example, for April, one of the most important things you can see early on in the game is the Bracing Angel ladder. So the question just becomes, has she seen it at a time? Because starting from next turn, Blangdmire is going to get scarier and scarier and scarier to handle. And the moment his second full skill resolves, you are staring down the barrel of a Divine skill at any point, and you have to make sure that you are ready. That's going to be a Bone. Bone comes straight out. Of course, Negerbone, we've been seeing the card put a lot of work today, but we haven't actually discussed what it does, strangely enough. And what it is able to do, at least the D variant, is at the end of a battle, this unit boosted and was placed from drop zone this turn. If you have the Vampire Princess Nightfall crest, Vampire Princess of Nightfog Nightrose, if you have the crest, it can retire itself and draw a card. Importantly placed, it has to have been placed this turn from the drop zone. So it does take a little bit of setup, but both players play a very conservative game here, trying to build up their hand and survive for as long as possible. Obviously, he's going to be swinging here. Triple drive, not doing a staggering amount, but it is applying a little bit of pressure, so not to discount it too much. And so we're going to be swinging here for what looks like 23, I believe. That's going to be, yeah, and that's going to be another Zamoog hitting the damage zone. But the more important thing is that we are seeing April drawing a card here. No GB2 effect and a big hand to spare. Because April, one of the best Granblue players in the world, talks big, and with these results is very capable of backing it up. We're going to get to see if this game will send her to Top Cut, with both players, I believe, being X2. So, again, all coming down to tiebreakers, all coming down to the run so far. It goes to show you how malleable a run can be. You can see some of the world's best players hanging on by a thread, and if she can make it through, and, you know, maybe as well for Hurri, if they can make it through, I would love to see how far they can take it through in this tournament run. That's going to be 1, a 2, and a 3. Going to choose a card to go into Soul. It's going to be another one of the grade 2s, but unfortunately, most, if I recall correctly, most Blangdmire decks tend to only go 2-2 on these. So not really too much of a target. I believe Hurri's running 3 and 3, which is a bit, a bit unorthodox. But don't knock until you try it. Clearly, he's doing fairly well today, so can't discount that too much. Yeah, going to be reading, double checking that you can add it from drop to hand. Here we are, going to search it straight away. And I wonder if he's going to search just then one more. Oh, it's the order itself rather, not the grade 2. My apologies. That's the third order. There's going to be another one of the... Another Vadrock is insane. These are going to be such big columns. I wonder, is Hurri staring down the barrel of another Zamoog? It feels like he might be. No Alchemist, though, is brutal, though. Because it means that Hurri is only a 3-attack deck, but these attacks do get really big and scary. So I suspect this one, the concern here for Hurri is this won't be a Divine Skill turn for him, most likely. But if you wait too long, you're kind of giving April the opportunity to draw into her outs. So it's going to be interesting, because you're giving her turn. Like right now, she can't set up, but also, odds are she probably can't kill. I think that's going to be a bind face down, a Vanguard swing to boot. 4 more, that is 30, 30, 40, 53, I believe. What a terrifying number. 63 maybe even? I think it's 5k per 2, if I'm not mistaken. So we had 20, 33, 40, 50, 63k. No divine skill. We are going to draw a card. Surely no divine skill, right? 63 is such a scary number. I don't think you need to start playing God here. Just take, no, don't be risky. Take it. First check, that's going to be nothing. Second check is going to be, unfortunately, also nothing. But April is going to comfortably be taking that lazy. There you go, EB3, plus 1 crit, plus 5k, another 33k. 43 perhaps? I believe it's 33. I don't think we saw the persona right. No, we did see the persona because the base is an FFR. There's going to be a 40k? And that is 40k 2 crit. And is there a one? No, April is going to be star dropping. I believe it's the Marauding Shade? Yeah, Marauding Shade and a critical, dealing, offering up 1 more damage to the altar. Going 30, 40, 50k. Asking April, do you want to take it? And April goes, you know what, maybe this time I will. Immediately going to 3, taking a defensive crit, but in a fairly safe position. The real concern here for April is she needs to see that ladder. The longer she doesn't see that ladder forward, the more at risk she is of staring down the barrel of a Blangdmire divine skill turn. Again, it's one of the scariest things in the game. Because, again, for those of you who, you know, maybe are coming back in, maybe haven't watched so much of the anime, which I would recommend if you're into Vanguard, you know, no harm, no foul. But this is the fated one of Zero, Blangdmire. Importantly, when he attacks, you can bind 2 or more up to 4 cards face down from your soul. You may draw a card, and if you bound 4 or more, you bind 2 of your opponent's cards, and this card gets plus 5k for each 2 face down cards in your bind zone. But importantly, when you have 8 or more cards in your bind zone, you can declare your divine skill at the beginning of the guard step. So this happens after on-attack effects, but before Guardians are called. The reason for that is relevant is for you Doji players out there who are able to call a PG from the bind zone and trigger it before Blangdmire is to nullify them. So if your bind zone is a total of 8 or more cards face down, it gains a crit. If you do activate this, your opponent cannot call or play Sentinels from their hand until the end of turn, which is the most part because it means you can't Elementaria either because those get played. And then you choose one of your opponent's Vanguards until the end of your opponent's next turn. All of your opponents and that unit's abilities are nullified. So Rezel Red Text, gone. All of your Personalites, gone. But you can Personalite still because it maintains its name. So you need to rewrite or stride. Think of it as soft deleting. Think of it as Standard's version of deletion. And yeah, it's going to be setting up a little turn here. And April going to be going straight for the swing on Obadiah. Slowly starting to scale up that damage. Scaling up that G-zone. 3-3, first check, Negrabone, second check, Alvina, third check, is a heal trigger coming up really clutch, healing out the Negralazy, but more importantly, sending April to 2 damage, constantly getting her a little bit out of Hurri's divine skill range there, because on 3, you're only a crit away from doing it, and in this case, it might be just that little bit more that buys April that extra turn that she might so desperately need to find that ladder. Hurri out here. There we go, he's going to start guarding this. And the last swing for the inline goal is Hurri going to take it. His hand's not looking super healthy at this stage, and he's going to only have to deal with more than 1 numbers. Unfortunately, defensive, too little, too late. Again, Hurri seems to have a habit of checking those defensives just after they become relevant, unfortunately. But, you know, eventually you're going to have to take the damage when you deck thin as much as Blangdmire does. It is a bit of an inevitability, but we'll see where it goes. That's a 1, that's a 2, that's a 3. Ooh, thinking about what he's going to get to put away there if there's a move. I reckon probably just the Fate Drop, right? Yeah, I don't think he can afford to get rid of the others, but nonetheless, Hurri is going to be able to draw a card, but the trouble with Blangdmire, you can see that deck is getting really small. So it might be a now or never for his Divine Skill. Yeah, it might just be the case that this is our now or never. He's saying order, 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 tag, 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 swing from Soul. Are we going to get a 4? We are definitely getting the 4 here. Probably going to try and get rid of that PG. I don't believe it's April. Ladder. Oh, unfortunately, that does look like a ladder in the Soul. That is so unfortunate for Hurri, but I think he doesn't have a choice here. Yeah, he's showing the ladder. I think Hurri might have misread the card. That's so unfortunate. There we are. Might just be the case that Hurri might have misunderstood how ladder interacts with Blangdmire here. Opting to activate the effect, thinking that he's going to get to do it, but April might just get the PG out of it. It might just be that easy. Yeah, April's going to be moving the Perfect Guard, triggering it, discarding a Negrabone from her hand. There we go, clarifying it. There we go, yeah, I think Hurri's just double checking that it works the way he thinks he does. Yeah, I think he might have misunderstood there. Shotgunning the Divine Skill, but might unfortunately come back to bite him this time around. Pitching the bone. He's going to say Twin Drive, first check, critical trigger. Oh, it's a heal trigger. My apologies. My apologies. That is a heal trigger. What a goated boy. Swinging for the heal trigger. Second check is going to be a front trigger. How unfortunate at this stage. But in spite of this, we don't have the energy to make it happen twice. Super, super unfortunate here for Hurri. He can only really push April to 5. So again, that heal last turn coming up so clutch. Because yeah, April is probably able to hard guard this. And even if she is, she goes to 5. So you just have to hope if you're Hurri that that heal might have bought you an extra turn, but it might be asking for a bit too much here.
Restante. 11 minutes left for the last round.
Yeah, April here is going to be trying to get that kill turn. So April is going to be striding into the Nightrose stride. So the fascinating thing here is actually, so this stride originally was not the best. We're actually seeing it really come up here. So what Mist Phantasm Pirate King Nightrose is doing for us here is you have to discard the Nightrose for it, but when it attacks you counterblast 1, retire 2 Rear Guards, and choose 2 grade 2 or greater cards with different card names from drop zone, call them to rear guard, and if your drop has 10 or more cards, you gain a crit, and if they have 15 or more cards, all of the things called gain plus 10k. So they gain power, she gains crit, and you have to pray that they don't hit. Because at the moment, Naira is going to be swinging for humongous numbers. And yeah, Hurri is out here just trying to hold on for dear life. Praying that whatever he can muster is enough to survive this turn. Because yeah, that Blangdmire deck is getting skinny. One swing, 2 swing, even calling the OT just for the booster. Because April is also on Ghost Chase, which allows her to bounce a card from rear guard to hand. Which then allows her to A, be a bit of a shield, and B, stop these Blangdmire turns. Because so often, Blangdmire is forced to divine skill a little earlier than it would like, and while you can't PG, a 50k shield tends to go most of the way there in standard. That's going to be first check Alvina, second check Ghost Chase, third check is going to be a Marauding Shade, but that's not really what you care about here, because you're going to be swinging for that Inland Golf, and you're going to get a big number of 53 on that Night Mist. Or Nightstorm, not Night Mist. Not my silly goober, Night Mist. That's going to be a 53, and Hurri is going to take that damage, and that's going to be a dual nation. So then, Hurri's going to get the turn. April sitting on a healthy hand. Of course, Hurri's divine skill is out. Does he have the persona right here? 2 cards in hand. Is he able to pull it out? That's a Zamoog. That's a CB1. That's so thin. 1, 2, 3, and that's going to be a 2 into Soul. Interesting enough, we haven't actually been seeing that many Alchemists here at all. And on just 3, I don't think Hurri's been seeing them at the times he would have needed them. With a deck that looks like at best 5 cards, this really is Hurri's final turn. He's gonna draw. What a brave soldier. God's goobiest, I guess. Yeah, I bet he wishes that Fade Drop was behind the second Zamoog now. Now that the Alchemist might start coming up. Yeah, no, like I said, no thicker than 5 cards that deck is looking. And you're gonna swing. And you're gonna... Are you gonna even put things from Soul? Are we even looking at it? Maybe yes, maybe no. Oh, one moment. I think we're just double checking because, yeah, unfortunately that only binding 3 means you don't gain the power scaling off of it. There you go, so he's checking. Yeah, it's if you bound 4 or more. Oh, sorry. It's 2 to 4. If you bound 4, it gains a scaling power. Yeah, I think he's just double checking again. Yeah, I think Judge just clarifying that for his opponent. Yeah, I'm gonna move that. Because yeah, even without the Ghost Chase, it's still a 50k shield. Super, super valuable. Front trigger says 2 to pass. First check. Oh, is that no? I feel like that's a no pass, right? Surely. Second check. Or it might have been a 2 to pass, actually. Yeah, unfortunately, that's just going to be enough. Oh, wait. 1 second. 1 moment. Got to pull up the Zamug there. There we go, yeah, just double checking there. Because, yeah, he needs to energy charge 3 again and reassign the trigger power.
Top 8 over, please come now. Top 8 Shamovers, please come to the banner. Top 8 Shamovers, merci d'aller à la bannière Blangdmire, s'il vous plaît.
Yeah, there we go. Just reassign. I'm saying he didn't just. We'll just say we didn't use the effect for the energy blast 3. We'll just save that for the other one. April is going to say not a problem at all. Take this attack. Goes to 5. And when the last one swings, AB3 plus 5k plus 1 crit. April is going to show us that ever elusive perfect guard. Unfortunately for Hurri there, so much could go wrong, and so much unfortunately did. You know, not seeing an alchemist this many turns into the game is absolutely brutal.
Shamovers, top 8, si vous venez pas, je vous décline de suite.
Somebody's happy. But yeah, just gonna go for that another Nightrose stride. On 4 damage, Hurri out here, potentially just losing it all. With a hand of 4 cards, he's gonna have to take at least 1. That's the really unfortunate thing here. Oh, showing us the over trigger. Marauding Shade, big numbers. Oh, 15. So now Marauding Shade is 25, 35, 45, 40, 50? There we go, and then Nightrose swings, says CB1, says pop, says call, and he's going to say +1 crit to the Vanguard. You're just hoping that's enough. Everyone's going to say no guard. First check PG, second check heal trigger coming out. That is going to be a -1. Now it's going straight to 4. Third check, nothing. And it's 2 damage, and the second damage is going to be game, unfortunately, for Hurri. And April is going to be going X2 into the end of Swiss. We're going to find out very, very shortly if she's going to make it a top cut. But guys, we're going to take a little break. Until then, stay safe, take care, and we'll catch you for top 16 very shortly. Bye guys.